Ngozi.
And I'm Nnena, and welcome back to our channel, Ejima. So in today's video, we're going to be asking a general question that's been coming up a lot in relation to some of the other videos we've been making. Do you think that modern women are really masculine, or is society what makes them become off as being masculine? Basically, are they masculine by choice or by force? Is it a natural, or is it something they've chosen just to become masculine just because they want to be, or is it something they've basically been molded into? And this piggies off of, a lot of the talk that comes with the term of a modern woman is that modern women are just they're not feminine. And honestly, the opposite of feminine, thank you, they want to be men. They want to be dudes. The opposite of masculine is literally feminine. In terms of qualities, personality traits, So the question we always have is, are modern women masculine? And I would agree that a lot of them are. I don't like to always say all because that's overgeneralization. A lot of modern women are masculine. I think that sometimes they don't really even realize they are. They don't really see it until someone brings it to their attention, or until they start to really look at how they're behaving and they realize, wow, yeah, I am kind of, I'm a little rough. And I think that when a lot of women, modern, whatever, when women are put in situations a lot of times to be providers, I think that off the bat, that just makes them very masculine. Example, single mothers, women who were maybe never married, women who were, who were basically paying on even married but taking care of their house financially. I think that kind of emasculates you, because if you want a woman to be in her feminine, like a lot of men speak of, you want her to, stay in that feminine, that cooperative, that nice. When you're paying on bills, you're taking the provider role. That's just the reality. The provider role is masculine. In terms of, especially because that traditional mindset of provider role is a masculine role. So if you have a woman who's paying all her bills by herself, she's independent. She takes care of herself. She don't need no one. That's her and her masculine energy. Whether it may be intentional or not, and that doesn't mean that I don't think that means that she wants to be masculine. I'm just saying, you don't think a woman can be independent and take care of herself and still be extremely feminine? She can, but I think she'll have to make a conscious effort to be. I don't think that's something that will come natural. That's the point. I don't think a woman especially a woman who has children, is doing all these things by herself for her children. I think that just naturally is going to make you a bit masculine, because you kind of have to play the role of a man and a woman. That's just the reality. It's like a dual role. Same way someone can argue that a man who is single and takes care of his children may be a little feminine. If he doesn't have a woman that's helping him raise his children. There's men who are single dads. I have friends who they talk about the stories about their fathers having to do their hair. Their fathers having to perm their hair for them. Their fathers having to do these things that are not traditional to men. You know what I mean? Because they were put in that role as a single father. It goes both ways. But in this video, we're talking about women in particular, because that is something people are always talking about modern women being masculine. I get it. I understand where they're coming from, but my argument is that a lot of modern women do not want to be masculine. It's not something they wear with a badge of honor. Some do. There are the women I could do it all by myself. I need a man that's good for them. But I don't think those women are the majority. I think the narrative put out like those are the majority. Like women are just choosing to be masculine. They like it. They want to feel empowered. They don't need a man. They like feeling they can do it all by themselves. I don't think that's true. I think that a lot of women are just put in situations or put themselves in situations. It can be anyone. Like, as an example, if you have a video about single women buying a house, right? That type of video. And some people will get offended. Are we saying women should buy a house? We never said that. But someone could argue that a woman buying the 4-bedroom house on her own is kind of masculine. You get what I'm saying? Because if the man comes in the picture, what's left? You get what I'm saying? She's already done the thing that most men and women aspire to do together. Not every man's going to be comfortable with that setup. But why is she doing that? She can't beat anyone. So does that mean she's never going to do the things she wants to do? Because she's a certain age. Right. She's going to be 40 still renting because she hasn't met a man. You get what I'm saying? So it's almost like, what does society want women to do? What do people want women to do? Like, are they supposed to sit around and not do the things they want to do because they don't want to come off as masculine? I don't think in the sense that that's the problem. Because there are women who own their own homes, and there's women who do these things and are paying their own bills, but you're saying they're not masculine, right? I think it's about the way you present yourself when you have these things. If you're a woman that has a house and all you want to talk about is your house, and you think you're superior to a man that doesn't have a home, that's when it becomes an issue. that's when it
Is
becomes
that
condescending.
masculine or is that just being arrogant?
Yes, it's arrogant. But I'm saying that. But I'm saying that's. I'm not saying the issue that you're saying is a deeper issue than a man or whatever not wanting a woman with that thought. Necessarily, that's the problem. Is that a lot of women who are accomplished, who get these things, start living in their masculine energy, and they are not. It basically changes their behavior. It changes the way they interact in relationships. They just feel as if thank you. I can do everything. So what are you there for?
Like a lot of people comment about wanting to go overseas and get a lot. And one of our oldest videos, like why are so many black women single? We was talking, and a lot of men are like, oh, I'm going overseas. I'm gonna get the women. They respect them, but it's like they respect you because they can't do anything for themselves. These same women, if they become empowered in a country like the United States of America, they're not gonna be the same individual. Most likely. Okay, some women still, like we mentioned when I previous, women that will become a freaking neurosurgeon and still be so submissive and respected. It is possible as well, but let's remember that's not the norm. So it's almost like to be feminine, does that mean, basically, like, are we equating feminine to meaning that I need to let my man know I need him? He needs to feel needed. Like he needs to feel like I need him to survive, or like I need him to, I don't know, I feel like it gets blurred, like feminine, like, because a man can be feminine, right? Not even just because of doing their hair stuff. You talk about, there's men who have, look at different parts of the world, you notice a lot of men are more feminine, like they wear tighter clothes, you know what I mean? They do their hair, you know what I mean? Thank you, things that we view as the women things. There's men around the world, and they're heterosexual men, but they have a more feminine appearance. You know what I mean? They take, like, so it becomes so confusing, like, what are we really talking about? The question is, are modern women masculine? The answer is a simple yes. Not all of them, but a lot of modern women are masculine. But we're going deeper. That's what I
we
didn't
do.
even realize until, our cousin had a little femininity talk with us. I'm like, this is very true. Like, even just being masculine could be just being loud. You know what I mean? Being aggressive. Argumentative, being aggressive, always having to be right. Like, not being able to let a man lead. And a lot of these a lot of these issues stem from, like, how can I let a man lead that I don't trust? Or you don't know what you're doing. Why would I trust? And then someone argue why you with him then? You know what I mean? Like, you can't be with a man and try to tell him everything to do. Like, what is that? If you don't trust him, you shouldn't be with him. So I think that, it makes me think, I used to look at feminine as just on your looks. Like, you wear makeup, you're cute, your hair done, your nails done, your toes done, you have a nice outfit that's feminine. But I realized, wow, like, being feminine is more about also how you act. It's not just something, and I think the point is that a lot of women, especially if you're like single or you grew up in a single parent home, and like you see a woman do everything that typical man is supposed to do. That's gonna rub off on you. Yeah.
But you want to know, that's what I say. Is it by choice or is it by force? It's like we say nature versus nurture. It's both. There are the women who choose, I'm just gonna live with my masculine because I don't need a man, I'm fine, that's their choice, exactly. But there are a lot of women, and I think it's the majority, I think a lot of modern women are masculine, but I don't think it's something they control. I think they've been nurtured to be that way. They've been nurtured to be masculine because the way they were raised, their upbringing, they saw masculine energy as being independent, as being strong. Every black woman has to be strong, just be independent. That's how we're raised. And those adjectives not necessarily used for non-black women. You know what I mean? That's the difference. Like, I'm tired of being strong and independent. No, I need to be dependent. Like, I don't need all that. You know what I mean? But that's the way a lot of us have been trained because of the failure of those strong male role models in our lives. So, it's not something that we necessarily want or we crave. A lot of women, I think the average woman wants to be living in her feminine. She wants that because I think when a heterosexual relationship, when a man is working in his masculine and a woman is working in her feminine, I think that's when you have optimal chances for just progress. I think that's how we're designed as human beings.
This femininity talk is too much for me.
That's where we have our that's where we're going to optimize. That's the things that we're going to thrive. But when a woman is moving in her masculine and the man is moving in his feminine, that's when we start having some issues, which I think is a modern day equation. So let us know how you feel about this. Do you believe modern women are masculine? Like I said, if you do agree with that, is it something that is it a nature versus nurture thing? Is it something that a lot of women have just been accustomed to because of situational things? Or do you think they make a conscious choice? Yeah, no feminism, please. Let's leave this out.
But we can't say that feminism in this situation kind of does play a role because feminism, like you said, is a one sentence definition, is advocacy for the equality of men and women. So if I feel as if I'm equal to a man, then that means that what a man can do, I can do. A man can mow the lawn, I can mow the lawn. A man can rake the yard, I can rake the yard. A man can, a woman can cook, and I'm a man, I can cook.
You know what I mean? So if it's about equality, then like, how can we say that feminism isn't a part of what man?
But I think the issues are when it comes to
And
that
that's
definition. I think a lot of feminism, the equality mostly comes to in the workplace. Yes, it comes to like rights. I think that's when it gets very tricky in terms of what that equality means when it comes to the definition of feminism. Because like I said before, I'll say it again, men and women are not equal. We're not created equal. We're not. If anyone want to argue with me, we can argue. Men today, tomorrow. Yes, there's a reason why women can have children, men cannot. We were not created equal. If we both deserve respect, 100%. But when we go into this, I can do this and you can do that. No, that's when we start having problems because there's certain things that
Men can never breastfeed.
yeah, like there's certain things that a man will never be able to do, a woman will never be able to do. We're different. You know, we are equal. We're created equal in terms of value and respect.
Right.
No, but in terms
more than the
yeah, but in terms of what we're designed to do on Earth, and in terms of what we're capable of doing, we're not the same. And let's just accept that. But let us know how you feel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.